Thank you so much for the opportunity to present my paper titling How Firm Performs Under Stakeholder Pressure, Unpacking the Role of Absorptive Capacity and Innovation Capability. The paper ID number is 2526. It has 4 co-authors, including me, who is the first co-author, Sanjay Singh. In this slide, I present the abstract of the study. It says that we collected data from 291 SMEs from the manufacturing sectors to examine the hypothesis, and we found that absorptive capacity mediates the influence of stakeholder pressure on innovation capability, and at the same time innovation capability mediates the relationships between absorptive capacity and firm performance. In the introduction slide, we present literature that we reviewed extensively. It says that, yes, we know, but at the same time, we do not know how SMEs perform under pressure, under stakeholder pressure in the emerging markets. Based on the literature in the field, we identified gaps and developed our theoretical framework to study and examine the hypotheses in this study. We used 2 theoretical lenses, resource dependency theory and dynamic capabilities theory, as a theoretical lens to examine the hypothesis of the study. In this study, we had 4 theoretical constructs: stakeholder pressure, absorptive capacity, firm innovation capability, firm performance. We reviewed the extant literature in the field amongst and between all these 4 theoretical constructs. Based on the extant literature, we framed 3 direct hypotheses, H1, H2, and H3, and 2 indirect hypotheses, H4 and H5. As for the number of participants in this study, we had 291 SMEs who participated in this study. We collected data on stakeholder pressure and firm performance from the CEO, whereas from HR manager we had data collected on absorptive capacity, and from production manager on firm innovation capabilities from each of the 291 participating SMEs from manufacturing sector in the UAE. We used the instruments but adopted it in the context of the study in the emerging markets. After collecting the data, we performed confirmatory factor analysis to find out the goodness of fit of the measuring model, and we found that they all are in the acceptable range. Furthermore, we also calculated convergent and discriminant validity of all 4 measuring instruments. After that, we used structural equation modeling to examine the direct hypothesis, which we had 3, and they all have been found to be supported in this study. We also tested 2 indirect hypotheses, H4 and H5, and they also say that they have been found to be supported in this study. The results of the study have been discussed in the light of the previous researches. We mention here that the findings of this study advances theory and practice in the field, and it has so much of implications for policymakers as well. Finally, like any other study in the field of social and managerial science, this study also has 3 limitations that we have mentioned out here. But having said that this study has these 3 limitations, we underline that the findings of this study have significant implications to advance both theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge in the field. With this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you so much for the opportunity.